Welcome back, truckers. Let's go on a journey together while I show you what makes this RPM Modding Map special. This isn't just another generic map add-on. This is a complete one-to-one scale recreation of the Rhineland Flats region in southwest Germany. Accuracy matters. This map sits right in the heart of Western Germany. It borders France, Luxembourg and Belgium. It's wine country with the forest, but also some serious industrial territory. Think Mainz, think Koblenz, think Thiers. If you've driven the A3, the A60, the A61 in real life, you'll recognize these routes immediately. Here's what sets it apart from the standard ETS2 maps. Firstly, the road network is completely authentic. Every junction, every slip road, it follows real German highway engineering. Second is the terrain. It's proper German geography with the Rhine Valley, the Eifel Hills, 42% forest coverage, just like the real region. And third, the traffic patterns and road layouts aren't simplified game logic. It's full-on realism. But what really caught my attention is the realistic elements of this map. Challenging login trails with difficult parking spots, pedestrians actually crossing at zebra crossing, real traffic light simulations, police control stops, which are very much like real life, and that's on personal experience driving in Europe. But it also connects to other maps like Real Poland, which is a standalone though completely separate from the base SCS map and Pro Mod. Now the other thing, it's a great in-betweener map. At the moment when this video is being made, 154 was the actual latest version of ETS2 that we had, and now 155 has been released. So while I, maybe like you, are waiting for all the other mods like Pro Mods, RoX, Beyond and all those people to update their maps, I go into this map and have fun and enjoy the elements of surprise, and more in fact I enjoy the realism of the map. I don't want to bore you to death, my fellow trackers, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to break the whole map down into different chapters which you can do on the timeline, starting with the installation, which is a two-part process, and also if your game crashes you know where to come back to fix it. So let's get on with downloading the map. Installation is a two-part process, but it's quite easy. And you've probably done some of these steps before, but I will repeat it just in case other people haven't. The first thing you need to do is go to your documents folder where you will find Euro Truck Simulator 2. Once you get there, you'll want to find a folder called config CFG, and then you want to open it with the notepad. Basically you right click and it gives you an option how to open the file, and if you just open it with notepad, that'd be perfect. Once you've done that, you want to look for the line and it will say uset space underscore buffer underscore page underscore size. Now the default will roughly be around about 10, but you want to change the number from 10 to 50. Why, you might ask? Well, this is because it's a one-to-one scale map and it has enormous texture files and road data. Without this change, basically it will crash and it will start shuttering and it makes the game unplayable. It's kind of like trying to drive a 44-ton load over a 7.5-ton bridge. Basically something's going to give at the end of the day. The next thing we do is we go to the RPM website or the homepage, I'm not sure how you call it, and you obviously the address will be on the screen and in the description, and then you go on the header, it will say download RPM. You just go to there, and on the image on the top you will notice there's a red button and it says go to download. As soon as you press that button, it will download to your downloads folder in your computer. Once it's downloaded, it takes a little bit of time, but it does. You need to go onto the file. You need to extract. With Windows 11, I believe there's just a button up the top that says extract file, so you just press that. I'm not sure, otherwise you could use a program like WinZip or something like that. Once you extract the files, you want to press Control and A on the files, so basically you are copying all the files, and then you want to transfer the files back to Documents, where you'll find a folder Euro Truck Simulator 2, and in there as well you'll see your mod folder. It should be spelled MOD. If it's not there, then just create a folder with the MOD on it. Put the RPM files that you copied into the mod folder, and that's it. That is your game ready to be loaded. Our next step would be to open up Euro Truck Simulator 2 on your computer. Once we've done that, and you can see the profile, and what you need to do at this point is you need to literally create a new profile. Once you put in all the details, before you finally press create, if you look above there, it'll give you a map option and it should say Europe. You do not want that. But if you look to the right, there should be another button that says mods. You want to hit the mods button, which will take you to your mod manager page. And from there on in, we put in the RPM mods. Now they are numbered from 1 to 7. So you start from at the bottom to top. So we put in number 7, number 6, number 5, number 4, number 3, number 2, and end with number 1. So the number 1 is on the top, a column on the right hand side. Once we've done that, we just confirm. It'll bring us back then to where we are on the profile page. And then if you look where the map says Europe, there should be an arrow facing down. If you hit that, you'll also have the RPM map. At that point, you just click on it and then press create at the bottom, and that's us done. Our next step then to load up the game. If you're using version 155 and obviously the RPM map has not been updated yet, you need to go to Steam, go to your library, go on to collections, and then you'll see Euro Truck Simulator 2, and then you right click with your mouse on that, and underneath it will bring a menu and you want to go to properties. You hit properties and then it will give you another menu on the left, and you want to go to I can't pronounce it, BETAS, and then it'll say at the top better participation. My words are well gone today. And if you press the arrow down, you want to look for it will say previous 154. That's the one you want, okay? The one that says Oculus previous 154. Just press that and it will reload 154 back onto your computer, so you'll be able to use the map if it crashes because it hasn't been updated to 155 yet. But if it has been updated to 155, just completely forget everything I've just said about Steam. Anyway, moving on. Let's get to the game. One thing's for sure, this isn't arcade driving in this map. It is proper truck handling, and that's exactly what you get on the road network. The login trails, they're not your typical drive up a hill into a yard and that's the end of it. These are proper forestry access roads. They're narrow, they're winding, they have gradients, potholes. Don't we all love a pothole? And unfortunately, there are plenty of obstacles. You'll see containers, you'll see other machinery in the way, you'll see people in the way. It's challenging. It does add that element to it, there's no doubt about that. Some of them do actually remind me of real roads I've done in real life, which is ironic. The surfaces they change as well. They go from gravel to dirt tracks, and which is obviously going to affect the physics on your trailer because it's going to swing wide on corners. So you need to manage the speed properly, because you could potentially, I'm not saying you will, you could potentially jackknife or slide off into the trees, which is not pretty at all. Parking can be fun. The parking spots are hidden. Not all of them, that's for sure, especially on certain places you go to. They're tucked away in the corner, making it more of a challenge to get into. They're not generous loading bays, that's for sure, but you get in the base game. They are tight manoeuvrers between trees, uphill backing, some of them are limited visibility, and spots where you need to kind of like set your approach up maybe 200 meters away before you actually make your way to reverse back into the loading bay. Now, one I recently done to a factory, finding it was a nightmare, but I got there in the end, that's for sure. Having the animated loading and unloading adds another element to the game for sure. As you can see, we're loading sugar beet at this point, and it's how it's done in real life on the farms with the machines. Get the job done, get moving, get it delivered. For the realism junkies out there, I'm one of them. I'll definitely stick my hand up to that. There's elements of the game that kind of like make it feel more real. For example, the traffic light system is very much like the German traffic light sequences, red, amber, green, so forth. And it kind of makes the game more interesting and more real. Definitely. There are timing patterns, has sensor responsiveness, which basically means in real life, if you pull it to a German traffic light and it detects your heavy vehicle, it will change the traffic lights to your favor. like they do in real life. And the consequences as well, when you run a red light, you will get a proper fine, no doubt about that. And talking about fines, we go into police controls. Very much personal experience, driven to other countries through Germany before, and it's the same thing. You get stopped by a motor vehicle, then they pull you up to another barrier where they do all your paperwork checks and check your tachograph like they do in real life. And then you have a vehicle inspection, which is what they do with the mirrors, checking underneath, leaks, etc. And then you go onto a weighbridge to make sure you're not overweight. And if you pass all that process, they let you carry on with your journey, which is all time consuming when you're up against it. And everything is real about that, from the way the sequence works, the way the police officers move is really good. It's very well done. Like the pedestrian crossings, they're very well done as well. You'll find in German towns, it is law in Germany, but in most German towns you will see a pedestrian crossing, and if someone crosses, you must stop. It is a legal requirement in real life, and it's also in the game as well, giving that realistic behavior of what does happen, because the last thing you want is another fine and to lose more money on a job you're not going to make that much money on anyway. So there we go. And talking about jobs, let's go and do one. I will just skip and do the highlights so we can see basically a lot more of the map as we're going along. So here we are inside American military base. We're slightly underground, we're not all the way, and now we somehow are going to get out of here. We're going to get through that door somehow. We'll manage. That's the door we need to get out of. We're definitely not going to get the angle, so let's have a look what we got. A bit of space. Bargain. With a mana wave. Let's go. So we got American flag, got the artillery gun. Looks like we've got a watchtower, another gun. So let's head for the gate. Aim for a check, make sure no one's coming. We're looking good. Looking good. Let's rock and roll. Got a police car coming on our left. See you later, matey. If you look to the left, I believe out there's a parking spot here on the left hand side where the logs are. Just here in that lay-by, kind of tucked away. But on bikes, who would believe it, eh? Even got a German taxi. Another truck parking area towards the right. And there we have a big truck stop on our right hand side. As you can see, it's a lot of space. The thing I will tell you about this MAN truck I'm driving, it's so underpowered. It just loses the power on the hill without fail. No cameras, everybody. Coming back our delivery point, which is another American base. Now we have a tank, guard dogs. It's time to find our delivery point. Going underground, my friends. Going underground. Some life. Is this what we want? Oh, I see a guard, man. Nothing over there. Nice bike. Nice dog, by the way. Hey. See if we can get in it. Keep it tight to the wall. Strain it out. No, we're not going to do it. Let's go forward as tight as we can. Come out. Then just turn the truck around so the nose is pointing in. There we go. Pull the back end in. Start turning. Straighten it back out. Bring in the front round. There we are. We've got green lights. There we go. Perfect. Put it forward.